She was born March 14th, 2000. May 14th, 2000. Like I said, guys, I promise I speak English. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is New K-Pop for You. And today we are going to start a new series actually. And that series is called Why You Should Stan. And I'm starting this because I believe there is many groups out there that should get more recognition than what they're getting, because they put in endless hours for their music, for dances, for their time on reality shows, and I think that they deserve a little bit more recognition than what they're getting, being given for. And I'm just doing this because, I love these groups that I'm about to give to you now. Even if I just discovered them, I want to give that, same feeling they give me to you guys. And today we're going to start off with Fromis 9. And honestly, I wasn't really even, into these girls that much. I had maybe a couple songs from them, and they are still fairly new. They, are only about 3 or 4 years into their careers. But, and I'll get into that later. But I started to, get into them more because they had a comeback recently. And I checked it out, and I was really, really into it. And so I checked out some more of their songs, and I was like, wow, these girls make me so happy. They're so adorable. Their music just puts a big smile on your face. And I was like, you know what? This would make a great video, and I want people to feel the exact same way that I do. So, if you've never heard of Fromis 9, Fromis 9 actually came from a survival show called Idol School. And if you haven't heard that show, because I know I hadn't, they started off with 41 female participants. Sorry if you see me guys looking up here and looking at something, it's because I have some notes here so I can make sure I remember everything I want to tell you guys, because there's a lot we're going to get through today. So I just want to make sure I don't forget anything. I'm going to give you the right facts and whatnot. I'm not giving you false information. So anyways, so like I said, they started off with 41 female contestants, and over a span of 11 weeks they trained them on singing and dancing, and basically narrowed it down to 9 members, and those 9 members were the ones who got to debut as Fromis 9. And basically the name, if you were curious, is Fromis 9 as in from Idol School. So from, and then the IS is Idol School, and then 9 because 9 members. I thought that was really cool, so I was just going to tell you guys that real quick. Anyways, so they debuted on January 24th, 2018 under Stone Music, and they debuted with their EP To Heart. And then, to kind of skip ahead a little bit, it wasn't until last year on August 16th that they moved from a subsidiary label off the record of Stone Music to Pledis Entertainment, I believe is how you say this. And I believe that from the research I came across, it looks like they made this move after a thorough discussion of the group's future path and potential for their growth. And don't quote me on this, or don't hold me to this, but I think that it sounds like they wanted to keep going as a group after their contract ended, because most of these groups that come out of survival shows have contracts that end about after 2 or 2.5 years. And I think that these girls wanted to be a permanent group. So making that move to Pledis, I think, was a way for them to keep going as a group and not have to disband. So, to start off, I want to go and dive into the members first, because obviously, the members are the most important part of the group. Obviously, the members are what makes up the group. So, we're going to dive into that, and I'm going to kind of do this as very basic information about these girls. I don't want to do this like an unhelpful guide situation. I'm trying to just give you guys the basic information that would make the most sense for you guys to, know about the idols enough that you might want to go off and do your own research and learn a little bit more about them. So we're going to start off by diving into the members, because obviously the members are the most important part of the group. That is what forms the group. That's what, is the most important. You can't really have a K-pop group if you don't have the members. So we're going to dive into that. And I'm going to kind of give you guys more the basic information. I'm not trying to give you guys a full-on unhelpful guide, because I want to give you guys the basic information. And then if you guys want to go off and learn more about the idols, who rooms with who, what's their favorite food, what hobbies do they have, where do they start off their careers at, and stuff like that, I'll give you guys a link down below on, where I got this information from. And then you guys can go off and do your own research and discover more about them if you're interested in this group after I'm done with this video. So now we're going to dive into these members that make up Promise 9. So we're going to start off with Saerom. And I'm going to apologize right now and say I'm sorry if I say some of these girls' names wrong. I do kind of know a little bit of Korean in terms of like the characters and how they're pronounced. So I'm going to pronounce these based off of how the characters are in my head right now. And if I say something wrong, I'm sorry. You know, I'm American, so, you know, dumb American doesn't know how to say Korean names properly. Just kidding, but you know what I mean. So anyways, we're going to start off with Saerom, and her birth name is Lee Saerom, and her position in the group is leader, lead dancer, vocalist, rapper, and the visual. Her birthday is January 7th, 1997. And she placed number 3 in Idol School. So I'm going to be going through each of their rankings throughout these different slides and say like where they placed at in Idol School. If you guys are curious about that, I thought it was kind of interesting to see where they ranked at. So that's why I'm going to include it. So like I said, she ranked number 3 in the entire Idol School survival show. So we're going to move on to the next member. That is Hayoung. And her birth name is Song Haeyoung. Her position is co-leader, which I think is cool because you don't really see very many groups that actually have 2 leaders like this. Makes sense because they do have 9 members, which is usually pretty big. The only other groups really I know of that have 9 members are really like Kepler, and I think Twice has 9 members. If I'm wrong about that, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure Twice has 9 members. Anyways, so it's cool to see her as a co-leader because you don't really see that very often. It makes them more unique in my opinion. Then she's a lead vocalist and a main dancer. Her birthday is September 29th, 1997. And she placed number 2 in Idol School, which I think is pretty impressive. Like I said, in a survival show like that where you start off with 41 members and knock it down to 9 people and you get number 2, I think that's, you know, not only is that a lot of emotional toll, I'm sure, for her, but she's probably so relieved and probably very proud of herself. And, you know, I think that's something that's quite the accomplishment in my opinion. So, but good on you, girl. The next one is Gyuri, I believe is how you say her name. And her birth name is Gyuri. And if you never noticed this, if you look at the birth names of anybody who's American like me, or really anybody that, you know, has names like, you know, first name, last name, if you look at their names in Korean, they actually have their last name and then their first name. And it's usually their first name is broken up. So like you can see like her stage name is actually her birth name, but it's like, you know, she combined it together so it's easier to say, I think. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, but my point is they actually say their names like last name, first name, whereas at least in America, where, you know, I'm from, we always say first name, last name. And I just kind of think that's kind of cool. I'm sorry if that was just a stupid random fact that you don't really care about. I thought it was cool. I thought maybe you guys might appreciate it. Moving on. So her position is lead vocalist, and she's the face of the group, which I think is kind of cool because you really don't see face of the groups in a lot of these different K-pop groups. Usually what I see is I see a lot of like there's a visual or there's a center, and usually that's the person who's like, you know, the main focus. Kind of, it depends obviously on who your bias is too, but that's like the idea is that they're the main focus of the group. And so to see somebody who's the face of the group and, you know, the face like that, I mean, how could you not be the face of the group? But anyways, I just think that's cool to see, you know, a group like this have that. Moving on. Her birthday is December 27th, 1997, and she ranked number 9 in Idol School, which means that she was the very last member that got to make it into the group, which is, I'm sure, very stressful for a girl like that when you're waiting for your moment to find out if you're going to debut, and then you find out that you just squeak in. It's like, ooh, okay, you know. But anywho, we're gonna move on to the next group, or the next member. I'm sorry, guys. I promise I know how to speak English. You know, I try. The next one is Jiwon, and Jiwon's birth name is Park Jiwon. Her position is just main vocalist. That's all she does. To me, that means that she probably has a really good voice, and from the songs I've heard, if it's her hitting a lot of these high notes that I've heard, it's probably makes sense. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And her birthday is March 20th, 1998, and she placed number 6 in Idol School. Next one is Jisun. Her birth name is Ro Jisun, and her position is lead dancer, vocalist, in the center. Then her birthday is November 23rd, 1998. And here it is, number 1. She ranked number 1 in Idol School, which means that she was the very first person to make it into the group, with however many members they had remaining during the last episode that they revealed the final members of the group. So, moving on from Jisun, we have Saeyoung, I believe is how you say it. So her birth name is Lee Saeyoung. Her position is main rapper and vocalist, which I'm happy to see there's a main rapper in here because I know I've heard them rap before and I just had no idea who it was. And as I was making this earlier today, I realized I haven't seen a main rapper yet, or a lead rapper, so there she is. If you're curious, here she is. Her birthday is January 22nd, 2000, and she ranked number 7 in Idol School. Next member is Chaeyoung. Her birth name is Lee Chaeyoung. Her position is main dancer, lead rapper, and vocalist. She was born March 14th, 2000. May 14th, 2000. Like I said, guys, I promise I speak English. And she ranked number 4 in Idol School. And we have, this is the one I'm hoping I don't butcher because her name is, it's interesting. I believe it's Nagyung, Nagyung, I believe is how you say that her name. I think it's really unique and cool. I just hope I say it right. So her birth name is Lee Nagyung. Her position is lead dancer, vocalist, rapper, and there's the visual. Like I said, visual, center, and face of the group. And then her birthday is June 1st, 2000. And she ranked number 5 in Idol School. And then Jiheon is, I believe, the last member. And her birth name is Jiheon, I believe is how you say that. Her position is the vocalist and the maknae. If you don't know what the maknae is, that means they are the youngest member in the group, is what that means in short terminology. Her birthday was April 17th, 2003, and she ranked number 8 in Idol School. So those are the members. I hope I didn't go through this too fast. If I did, like I said, you can obviously go back through the video, pause, read this information if you want to. Also, if you need to, like I said, I'll link it down below, the link where I got this information from, and you can also go off and do your own research, learn more about these girls. I just want to give you guys the basic information that I thought was, important to know if you wanted to start dating these girls or to start, looking into them and looking into their music.